What if the fairy tale didn't end the way we thought it did? What if the kiss on the fire escape was not the end of the story, but only the beginning of something much harder? We all believed that love like theirs could never fade. We believed that once Vivian and Edward found each other, nothing could pull them apart. But life is not a movie. Life keeps moving. And sometimes, even the strongest love must face silence, distance, and time. Years have passed since Vivian walked into Edward's world and changed it forever. The city is still bright, still loud, still full of dreams, but things feel different now. The laughter that once filled their home has grown quiet. The grand penthouse that once felt like a castle now feels too large, too empty. Vivian is no longer the unsure young woman who needed saving. She has grown into someone strong and confident. She runs her own foundation, helping young women build new lives. She stands on stages, giving speeches about hope and courage. People look at her with respect. She smiles for the cameras. But when the lights go out and the room becomes still, there's a part of her heart that feels untouched, like a chapter never fully closed. Edward has changed too. He is older now, calmer, less focused on power, and more focused on meaning. The sharp businessman who once saw companies as numbers has learned that some things cannot be measured. He spends long nights alone in his office, staring at the city lights. The silence around him feels heavy. He often reaches for his phone, scrolls to her name, and then stops. Pride is a strange thing. It keeps people apart even when love is still there. He tells himself it was the right decision. He tells himself that space was needed. But deep down, he wonders if space slowly turned into distance. Their love did not end with anger. It did not explode in one loud fight. Instead, it changed slowly. Busy schedules. Missed dinners. Important meetings that came before simple moments. Small disappointments that were never fully spoken. They both believed there would always be time to fix things later. But later came quietly and settled between them like a wall made of silence. Conversations became shorter. Smiles became polite. And one day they realized they were living side by side but not truly together. Vivian chose independence. She moved into a beautiful but simple home across the city. She told herself she needed to find who she was outside of being Edward's wife. She wanted to prove that her strength was her own. And she did. She built something meaningful. Yet sometimes, when she walks past a hotel lobby or hears a certain old song playing in a store, memories rush back without warning. She remembers the way he looked at her like she was the only woman in the world. She remembers laughing in the bathtub, dancing without fear, believing that nothing could break them. Edward keeps the past in small ways. A photo in a drawer. A necklace in a box he never opens but never throws away. He tells his friends he is fine. He says life is good. But when he sees couples holding hands in the street, he cannot stop the thought that maybe love is not about finding someone perfect. Maybe it is about learning how to stay when things are no longer perfect. Some love stories don't break with a scream. They drift apart in silence. And sometimes, the hardest part is not losing someone. It is learning how to live without them while they are still alive. Vivian has built a life that looks strong from the outside. Her foundation has grown bigger than she ever imagined. Young women stand in line just to thank her. She listens to their stories, holds their hands, and tells them they deserve more than what the world once offered them. In those moments, she feels powerful. She feels proud. She remembers the girl she used to be and realizes how far she has come. But strength does not erase memory. After every event, when she steps into her car and the door closes, the silence returns. There is no one sitting beside her. No teasing voice asking how she managed to charm the entire room again. Across the city, Edward has also changed his world. He no longer chases every deal. He turned down projects that once would have meant everything to him. People whisper that he has softened. Some say he lost his edge. But they don't understand that he simply lost something else first. His office feels colder now. The large windows show the same beautiful skyline, but he no longer feels on top of it. Success feels different when there's no one to share it with. He pours himself into work during the day, but at night, walks into a quiet home that echoes with absence. They avoid the places they used to love, the restaurant where they had their first real argument as a married couple, the hotel where they once danced without caring who watched. Even certain streets feel heavy with memory. It is strange how a city can stay the same while two people inside it change so much. Friends try to help. Vivian's closest friend tells her that maybe it is time to move on, that she deserves someone new, someone present. Vivian listens, nods, even agrees. She goes on a few quiet dinners. Polite conversations. Kind men, but no spark. No history. No shared look that carries years of laughter and pain at the same time. She realizes that starting over is not as simple as it sounds. You can meet someone new, but you cannot erase what your heart already knows. Edward faces the same quiet pressure. Business partners invite him to events, hoping to introduce him to someone interesting. He smiles through it. He tries, but every conversation feels shallow. He compares without meaning to. The way Vivian would tilt her head when she disagreed. The way she could see through him, even when he said nothing. He begins to understand that love is not just about passion. It is about being seen completely. One evening, fate steps in without warning. Vivian receives an invitation to a major charity gala. It is a high-profile event, hosted by one of the biggest companies in the city. She almost declines. She is tired, but her team insists it is important. When she sees the company name at the bottom of the invitation, her breath slows. It is Edward's company. Across town, Edward reviews the guest list for the same event. His assistant reads the names one by one. Then she says hers. The room feels smaller. For a moment, he considers canceling. He tells himself it would be easier. But something inside him says no. Running has not brought peace. Avoiding has not brought healing. The night of the gala arrives. The building shines with lights. Cameras flash. Music fills the air. Vivian steps out of her car, graceful and calm on the outside. Edward stands inside, adjusting his tie, trying to steady his thoughts. Years of distance are about to shrink into a single room. When their eyes finally meet across the crowd, time does something strange. The noise fades. The people disappear. All that remains is the history between them. Not just the good memories, but the hard ones too. The words left unsaid. The night spent back to back in silence. The love that never fully died, only changed shape.